Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? Welcome back, man. I hope everybody's having a wonderful week. It is now Thursday. I don't know what day y'all gonna get this on, but it's Thursday for me right now. But anyways, people, we're gonna tap back into the Darrell Brooks trial. It's Darrell Brooks cross-examining the officer. So the last video we did, the officer was, examined by the prosecution. He revealed some key details about the radio. Basically, on his way back, it was just complete chaos and what he saw returning back. So we have Brooks over here. He's going to go ahead and cross-examine. It's always a great time. So get the things you guys need, and let's get straight into this thing. Keep in mind, this was a pretty big parade because the officer was able to finish the parade at the front of it, go back to the police station, and then get the call for Darrell Brooks running through the parade. So we're going to go ahead and tap into this. I don't really see exactly what he's going to say, to refute the evidence, but we going to find out.
All right, thank you. Your cross, Mr. Brooks.
You stated that you were flagged down.
This officer in the back of him, I swear, just finds this guy amusing. He kind of just looks down at him. He's like, oh, look at him get all excited to cross. He finds him amusing, I promise.
Give you your cross, Mr. Brooks.
Look at how he looks at him. It's like, oh, look at your papers. That's cute.
You stated that you were flagged down by a Hispanic male running at you waving his hands. Would that be fair to say?
That's correct.
Do you recall his name?
I do.
And he needs to cut his nasty ass bum looking nails. It looks like if those nails scratch you, bro, you catch an infection, bro. Like, that shit scratches you and your whole arm is gonna drop off. What the fuck is connected to his hands, bro? Like, why does he have these feminine ass nails on him, bro? Like, this shit is crazy.
And would you state it for the jury and for the record?
His name is Abel Lascano.
And do you recall if Mr. Lascano gave you any additional information during your traveling to where the vehicle was located?
Yeah, because keep in mind, the Hispanic homie jumped into the car and, they were on their way. He was like, hop in. And he was in the front seat. So, of course, there's further information given. But let's see what he says.
I don't understand your question.
You stated that Mr. Lascano got into your vehicle and you traveled to where the vehicle was located. Is that fair to say?
That's correct.
Did you learn any additional information from Mr. Lascano? How do you say it, Lascano?
Lascano.
Lascano. Did you learn during your travel to where the vehicle was located? Did you learn any additional information from Mr. Lascano?
Not while we were traveling to the vehicle.
So you traveled to the vehicle in complete silence?
No, he was trying to direct me with the location of the red Ford Escape.
Did he say he saw anyone driving the vehicle?
Objection, hearsay.
Sustained.
So all he told you was where the vehicle was. He didn't tell you if he saw anyone driving it?
Objection, hearsay.
Grounds.
Grounds, bro. Hearsay is hearsay. What is he saying? Grounds. I swear to God, he ruins it for me. It's crazy how just like uneducated this guy is trying to sound educated. It's wild. Kind of like the Bradley Yon situation. They try to get a few big words out of the dictionary and use them, and that's the highlight of their courtroom session, is that they use the big word or some shit, looking like a complete doofus.
The witness may answer the question as long as he does not answer with hearsay. Go ahead, overrule.
Can you restate your question, please?
So all that the Mr. Lascano already told you was the location of the vehicle, not if he saw anyone driving?
I object. That question calls for hearsay response, Your Honor.
I would agree hearing that again. Sustained.
Did he at all tell you that he saw someone in the vehicle?
Objection. Hearsay.
It's all hearsay.
Sustained.
Now the Hispanic bro, I want to see who that is. I'm gonna tap in. You know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tap in and see if he went to trial so that he can give his his responses, because I mean the Hispanic guy should be giving his response, right? So we're gonna find that. But yeah, if he's gonna get on the stand and talk himself, you can't ask what he said. Just ask him. That's hearsay.
Grounds for the sustain.
It's hearsay. To ask him what Mr. Lascano told him would be hearsay.
Look, he makes up his face like, what? Bro, you understand what that is. This guy's a moron, bro, I swear. Shaking his head like he knows something.
So all Mr. Lascano did was just direct you to the vehicle.
That's correct.
That's all you guys talked about during your trip to the vehicle.
Objection. Asked and answered.
Grounds.
No, see, what he can say is, what did you say to Mr. Lascano? What did you, what was your conversation with Mr. Lascano? I think that could fly. You know what I mean? But he already messed it up. He doesn't understand how to ask these questions. Man, I'd be in there. Trust me. If I wanted to get that question asked, I would have figured out how to get it asked without hearsay. Like, just keep it on his side of the fence. You don't have to say what Mr. Lascano said. You could just keep it on his side of the fence. What did you say to Mr. Lascano on the way? Oh, my God. Big brain moment. Like, bro, it's a doofus.
Sustained. It was asked, and I previously sustained the objection. So, next question, please.
When you were able to locate the vehicle, where did Mr. Lascano go?
Once the vehicle was located, I had Mr. Lascano stand by in my fleet until other officers arrived to assist me, and then I transferred him over to someone else.
Do you know if he made any report at that time?
Define report.
Did he make any report to law enforcement at that time?
I'm not sure if he did or not.
Do you recall Mr. Lascano yelling that there were subjects standing outside of the building?
Objection, Your Honor.
The
Hold on.
vehicle
I'm going to
was?
excuse the jury while I take up a legal issue. All rise for the jury, please.
What the hell? Oh, they shut this whole thing down.
Thank you. Be seated. Mr. Brooks, before I have you question this witness any further, it sounds like to me that you are attempting to offer through this witness the statements made by Mr. Lascano. If that is what you are trying to do, you may not do that. You will have to call Mr. Lascano as a witness if you so choose, if he's on your witness list. But that your questions are seeking to elicit hearsay from this witness.
See, I told you, she's about to pull a belt out and spank him. Like, nah, boy, you can't do that. You can't do that shit. Nah, but everything he asks is about Lascano, so why not just, like she said, bring Lascano up to the stand. But the crazy thing is, this is not even his goal. The thing is, he just wants to follow up on all the things they asked this officer. Because he could have easily skipped over the officer and went straight to Lascano. But one, he doesn't have a roadmap. He's just in the dark trying to find some question to ask somebody. And two, he's trying to rebut everything they do. So, it's not going to work out for him. It's not going to work out. You could tell this is a shit show waiting to happen.
That's why I had the jury removed so I could explain my ruling and why I'm going to direct you not to ask this witness questions about what Mr. Lascano may or may not have said.
I'm reading directly from his report.
That would be double hearsay then, because it's not you need Mr. Lascano here to say what he told this officer. If you are attempting to offer it for the truth of the matter asserted, which is what I believe you are doing, you're attempting to establish the veracity of something Mr. Lascano either said or didn't say through another witness. That is hearsay.
So it's not hearsay for the prosecutor to bring up.
I'm not going to talk about other rulings. There's been an objection by the state, and I'm sustaining the objection, and I'm directing you not to ask this.
She's like, we're not going to go into old shit. You're like, you know what I mean? You're like a salty ex-girlfriend, you know, bringing up old shit. No, we're talking about right now. And he's like, so that one time when prosecution did that one thing, like, bro, shut the fuck up. This is what we're talking about right now. And she's trying to be nice, and she's trying to explain to him. I thought she was going to scold him and, you know, kind of banish him a little bit. But she's trying to just explain to him how stupid and how wrong he is right now. Like, he even got to double hearsay. I didn't even know that existed. Double hearsay. That's why.
Witness questions that would call for this witness to say what Mr. Lascano said. That is hearsay. That is textbook hearsay, Mr. Brooks.
And then I don't think it's fair for me to.
And he's going straight over the prosecution. Well, I don't think it's fair that prosecution's able to, bro. Oh my God, it's like you can't win with this man. You just need to gag him and throw him in the hole. That's pretty much the best, you know, the best route, the best road of execution for this person.
Object to hearsay from the prosecution about along the lines of the same type of thing.
I'm not going to have a debate on what may have come in previously. I know you've made a number of hearsay objections, many of which the answers that were being provided were not hearsay. But I would direct your attention to 908.01 of the Wisconsin statutes. You have that book in front of you that I provided to you a number of days ago. At the beginning of
once it comes to knowledge, once it comes to a thick-ass law book, now you want to shake your head and be like, oh, this is wrong. Oh, they're doing it against me. And see, this is the problem with Jay Prince for president and anybody else who supported this fucking clown. He doesn't have any basis for shit. Like, everything he did was wrong. So how do you even support him? And she's like, oh, yeah, you could go and look up hearsay. You know, it's right there at 90685JB74. And now he want to call that this thing is unjust and it's not, you know, it's not, they're working against him. No, you're just stupid. It's simple. You're just a dumbass. And you can't read that much. It's okay. It's okay. That's why you should get a lawyer for dumbasses like me and, you know, some other people who can't do all that shit. Like,
this trial or near the beginning of this trial, there's the definitional section of the statutes, which defines hearsay. It also, and then if you go on to 908.02.
I know what hearsay is.
I don't need to read it. I know what hearsay is. The most ignorant man in the room. Swear to God, you don't even know the first paragraph of what hearsay is. You have a Google definition. She's trying to show you the law book. You feel me? But nah, I know what hearsay is. I know what fucking dumbass.
That's obviously one you may want to look at as well.
Oh, he mad.
And then 90803 has the exception. So unless you can give me an exception, sir, as to why this witness should be allowed to answer those questions, I'm going to, again, direct you not to ask
directly
these
from
questions.
his report. The report that he wrote. Nothing is
It's crazy how much ignorance can just make you look more and more of a dumbass, bro. Hearsay is hearsay. Go look it up and understand why you can't read from his report. From his report. You know, like, bro, it's like he's saying it over and over. It's just it's so sad when you see somebody this dumb and unwilling to grow. You know what I mean? It's okay to be dumb. But the willingness to grow needs to be there.
I'm reading directly from his report. That's what I have to say.
Doesn't change the fact that it's hearsay.
You said what?
That doesn't change the fact that it's hearsay.
So
it
his
actually
report
creates
is
another
hearsay?
level of hearsay. It's an out-of-court statement.
So
not this witness made, but what another witness made. So you have to...
So I can't read from his report that he wrote.
You can't ask this witness questions that call for a hearsay answer unless there's no objection from the state. Or you can convince me there's an exception to the hearsay rule that applies. Do you have an exception you'd like to offer to the court?
No, because he's a fucking moron and he hasn't read a book since he was like 14 when they forced him to read a book and do book reports on the shit. That was the last time he read a book. Honestly, that's not even the last time he read a book because he didn't do that assignment. Clearly. Clearly he didn't do that assignment. This man hasn't ever read a book to completion. That's more so what I'm going for. Never read a book to completion. I'll stick some money on that.
So I might as well not read the report that he wrote then if I can't question him about the report that he wrote.
Yeah, no.
that's your misunderstanding, sir, what is hearsay. And all I can tell you is I'm sustaining the objection. I'm going to bring the jury back out, and we'll go from there. All right, Madam Clerk, bring the jury out, please.
Clear bias. Clear bias.
Clear bias.
Mr. Brooks, I
Clear bias.
understand you.
It is clear bias, guys, because I'm an idiot who can't read books. This is bias. See what I mean? And this is the problem that a lot of people need to get out of. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean that it's bias or people are out to get you. You're just an idiot, and you need to fix that. That's all.
May disagree with
or agree to
the.
being called that name. For the record, again, I'm here as a third-party intervener on behalf of my client. I don't know why that's not understood by now.
And he's saying some shit under his breath. Listen to this.
I don't know why that's not understood by now.
I don't know what he said. They are enjoying themselves. I swear prosecution is having a ball. They're just having a good old time, a jolly old time over there.
So I guess I can't bring up the plaintiff either, huh? Tacit agreement.
All rise.
Him and his long nails looking like a nasty, dusty bum. Bummy ass boy. He's a bummy boy.
Continue with your question, sir.
Well, I gotta tread lightly.
The jury will disregard that last comment
I gotta tread lightly.
and that one as well.
Brothers.
It's not your opportunity to testify. You'll be given an
I'm not
opportunity
testifying.
should you choose
I'm
later,
not
sir, but
testifying.
please question the witness.
If
Thank
I could
you.
ever get to it, I'll do that.
And again, the jury will disregard that statement. It's not evidence.
You made reference to a hat being on the hood. Can you pull Exhibit 99 up again?
Look
Are you
at his,
asking the state to do?
he pull Exhibit 99 up again. Bro, he is a tantrum child. You could tell that this guy didn't get no attention, and the only way he could get attention is by throwing tantrums. Look at this shit.
You made reference to a hat being on the hood. Can you pull Exhibit 99 up again?
Are you asking the state to do that, sir?
Yeah, can it please be pulled up and
Sure,
published?
it can, and it will.
He's so...
The jury can let me know when it's on the screens in the jury box, please.
He is so mad. He's trying to stare her down again. That's what he's trying to do.
All right, it's in the jury box. Continue, please.
You testified to this being the hat, right?
That's correct.
And from this picture, can you tell what that is?
Not specifically.
So how do we know if that's a hat from looking at this picture?
Bro, shut the fuck up. Oh my God. It's because he's an eyewitness. And guess what? He's a cop too. So I think we're going to believe him a little bit more than you. Just saying. That's all I'm saying.
From looking at this picture, it would be difficult to determine if that's actually a hat.
So it'd be fair to say you don't know what that is.
Based on this picture, you're
Based
right.
on this picture.
Based on this picture, I'm not able to determine what that item is.
Would it be also fair to say we can't even determine if that's outside or inside of the vehicle at that point?
I would disagree and say that is on the exterior of the vehicle,
And how would
between
you
the
make that
hood.
assumption if you can't tell what it is?
You have to let him finish, bro.
Grounds.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
Can you clear that?
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
You can definitively say from this picture that you can tell where the item is based on this picture.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you going off what you found or what you can see from the picture?
I can see from this picture that that item is on the exterior of the vehicle between the hood that is destroyed and the windshield.
So it's on the hood?
Between the hood and the windshield.
It is between the hood and the windshield of the vehicle.
It is between the hood and the windshield of the. He had to slow it down for him just because, you know, he didn't fully develop as a kid. You know what I mean? So we have to slow down for Brooksy.
And you can tell that from this picture.
Objection
Yes.
as an answer.
Grounds.
Argumentative.
Sustained as to both grounds.
And from this picture, you can tell what this is.
Yes.
Just from the picture.
Yes. That
Yes.
looks like a headband. I
And how do
mean,
you-
everybody in the comments, type in headband if that's what it looks like to you. The shit looks like a headband, bro. Like, I don't know what else to tell you.
Come to that determination.
Based on the fact that it's hanging on the exterior of the vehicle from the driver's side mirror, that it is in the shape of a headband and it is partially illuminated in this photograph with LED lighting.
It could be fair to say that it's anything. Would you not say that that's fair? Just from looking at the picture, it doesn't necessarily say, or it's not 100% identifiable from this picture. Would that be fair to say?
Objection, count home question.
Sustained as to the form of the question. Please rephrase.
I think it's easily identifiable. All I think when I see that is the NBA, like a big ass sweaty headband. And it's a headband, so I'm right. You know what I mean? Like, bro. And even if we can't, you know, let's say we can't identify what it is. Like, we have no idea what that is. The detective was actually there, and he said it was a headband. And he said it was, whatever the fuck that other thing was. I think it was a hat or something. Well, who are we going to believe? Again, the detective or the maniac who drove through the street who was caught red-handed on camera? Like, come on.
Just from strictly looking at this picture, you can't positively say what the item is.
Objection. That's a mischaracterization of his testimony.
Sustained. Please
Sustained.
rephrase.
Clear the photo.
You're asking Madam Clerk to please
Clear the
clear it?
photo.
Mr. Brooks, I'd ask that you show some deference to my clerk and not bark orders at her and use simple courtesy. Thank you. And thank you, Madam Clerk.
Will I be awarded the same, Your Honor?
Please ask your next question,
Will
sir.
I be awarded the same, Your Honor?
Please ask your next question.
I will. I just want to know if I'll be
This
awarded.
man is complete. Oh my God. All he wants is violence. That's all he wants is just chaos and anger and confusion. Like, this man, will I be awarded the same, Your Honor? Like, bro, nobody likes you, and they're still showing you more respect than you're showing anybody.
Just
I have
awarded the
been.
same.
Thank you. Please continue.
Did you talk to anyone who lived in the residence?
I don't recall the specific persons I talked to or where they resided.
So it's fair to say you talked to someone.
There were multiple people outside of the residence and in the area at that time that I spoke briefly to.
But you don't know if any of them was the renter or owner of the driveway.
I do not recall.
Do you recall asking anyone if the vehicle belonged to somebody who may have stayed in that general area?
I do not recall asking that question to anyone.
You did state that you cleared the area. Would that be fair to say?
No, I stated I cleared the vehicle, not the area.
Did you clear the area?
Eventually, we did clear the back portion of the residence to ensure there were no suspects or victims.
Who is we?
Persons of law enforcement.
Persons of law enforcement. This guy has completely gone vague on us. No, like particulars, no nothing. Because at this point, it's like you don't even want to like answer the man's question. He's a dickhead to the judge, a dickhead to the clerk. Like, clear it. Nah, clear it. Will you be affording me the same respect? Like, bro, nobody likes you when they're still respecting you. That's what's crazy about it.
Is it fair to say that people leave all types of information in family members' vehicles at any time?
Objection.
Grounds.
Irrelevant speculation.
Sustained.
Grounds for the sustain.
Ask your next question, Mr. Brooks, please.
May I have the grounds, please?
The objection has been sustained. Ask your next question, please.
May I have the grounds?
The court's not answering that. The record is self-evident.
Is that a tacit agreement?
Here's what I found. Sir, I don't know what a tacit agreement is, so please keep going.
Clearly know what it is.
Is that attack an agreement? He's just throwing out random words, bro. Attack an agreement? What? You clearly know what that is. Yeah, no, you saw a Law and Crime episode with your bunkie last night, and it didn't work out. It's not the same, is it? Not Law and Crime. Fucking CSI episode.
Would it be fair to say, and this is along the lines of the same question, would it be fair to say that at some point you've left items in other people's vehicles?
Objection.
Grounds.
Relevance.
Sustained.
Grounds.
So he's trying to say, if you guys recall the first video I posted with this officer, go check it out. The officer said, they checked the vehicle, they cleared the vehicle, and there was documentation with his name all over it. Darrell Brooks. There was registration, and then they had Don Woods' registration or something like that. It was identifying two of them. So what his whole thing is that, I just left it in the car, in a family member's car, but somebody else was driving it though. I just, left my registration and, all my shit in the car. But, it was somebody else. Don't worry. Somebody else was driving it. Please, bro. That's not going to fly. And your ugly ass was caught on camera. That's the main part. So.
Next question, please, sir. I've sustained this question multiple times, multiple ways you've asked it. Next question, please.
May I have the grounds?
90611, sir.
May I have the grounds?
Next question, please.
Is it to relevancy? Is it to hearsay?
Under 90611, ask your next question or I will cut off your cross-examination. Please ask your next question, sir.
You have to give the grounds, though, Your Honor. Especially if I'm merely just asking for the grounds of the sustain.
Sir, ask your next question.
What's the point of me asking questions if I can't ask anything?
The jury will disregard his commentary that he just stated.
I'm asking questions if I can't ask anything. I can't ask anything. Why don't you get a public defender? Oh, you can't because you're halfway through trial and you fucked yourself over? Oh, well. Enjoy them 7 life sentences, bro. Enjoy them.
Right now.
Yeah, shake that head. My boy got the devil horn fucking receding hairline. That shit is crazy. That is the most crucial hairline I've seen in a minute. My boy got the double hairline with the Molokini Island at the top. My boy is going crazy with that shit. That shit is wild. Shave that shit off, family.
Well, you said you spoke to a few people you didn't know if they were the owner of the house or the driveway or the renter. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, that's correct.
Did anyone you spoke to give you a description of a possible driver?
I was given multiple descriptions by multiple parties of multiple suspects that had fled the vicinity of the vehicle.
And what do you mean by multiple descriptions of multiple suspects? 2, 3, 4 people? 5?
I was given information that one male black suspect that was taller, wearing blue pants and black, had run southbound on Maple towards College. Additionally, I was given information that shorter male blacks wearing gray sweatpants had run in a westerly direction from behind the residence at 338 Maple. And then later I was also given another description of a male black, unknown height, wearing like a gray sweatshirt and pants.
And that last
You
one
said
was
medium
probably...
height for the last description.
Damn it.
Unknown
Damn pause.
height.
Unknown. Okay, I'm sorry. Unknown height.
And that last description was probably the most accurate description. But they're all black men, so we all knew we were looking for a black guy. And then the gray sweatpants, the gray hoodie. It's crazy how people's perception of things will change and they'll remember things differently. Because I'm pretty sure the gray sweatpants was kind of like relating from their mind as a gray hoodie. You know what I mean? But hey, nonetheless, they found his ass quick.
So since your initial night of investigation, you've done no investigation since then in this matter?
Correct.
And have you seen any news reports?
Objection. Relevance.
Can I finish the question?
You can, there's been no identification, so under 906.11, meaning of, I'm going to sustain the objection without hearing the rest of the question. I
He's
don't
about
see
to
how it
blow
would
his
have any
top.
relevance. I'll let you make an offer of proof after.
This man is about to blow his top. He can't even hold it in no more. He tried the cordial shit, but now he's mad. He is mad.
We're outside the presence of the jury, and if necessary, you can recall this witness. Next question.
In that case, then, since that is stated on the record, no further questions. I would like to finish at some point.
Sir, finish your cross-exam as to
Just
that
said
limited.
no further questions.
Okay, but as to that limited topic only. So if there are other things outside that topic, please finish your questioning.
I just said 2 times. I'm going to say it again. No further questions.
All right, thank you then, sir. State have any redirect?
No, nothing else. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. You may be excused.
Man, it must be crazy. It must be a crazy feeling that you're just naturally an asshole who just wants to see everybody suffer, and you just can't do it right now because, you know, there's police officers surrounding you everywhere. And it just that inner feeling of wanting to just, you know, be a nuisance, you can't do it. That must be crazy for him. It must be real crazy for him. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm going to excuse the jury momentarily to take up a legal issue with the parties, and hopefully we'll have you brought back out shortly. You can use this opportunity for a comfort break, though. Sir, as it relates to why or what questions and what information you believe this officer would provide about news reports that he has seen.
So the offer of proof would just be to that one question?
What would the question be?
The question was, would have been, if I was allowed to finish it,
Just say it.
had he seen any news reports directly connected to the incident?
But what's the
The
relevance
same
for him?
thing that many other witnesses have been asked, and it was never.
See, and this is another thing. He's copying prosecution. And hey, guess what? Prosecution may have a reason for that. And the judge is here to just mediate things. So if it makes sense to the judge will let it happen. But since he's just copying and pasting their format of asking questions, sometimes it just doesn't make sense for him to ask them those questions.
It was never sustained then. It was never even objected to. So it was the same. It was
Let's
essentially
focus
one of
on
the same
the
questions.
specific objection that was posed and my
And what was the grounds for
willingness
it?
to give you an opportunity to provide the court with an offer of proof. This was what relevance would this particular witness seeing news reports have to his testimony?
The same thing that any other witness that was asked the same question.
Which would be what?
Which would be what?
You have to be specific, sir.
You
I'm not
have to
going
give an answer, and you really just don't have one. You see the glossiness and the wide eye? He doesn't have an answer, bro. He doesn't have an answer, so guess what he's going to do? Spaz out. I know some people like this. I know someone very well like this. Same wide eye, crazy look when they know they wrong. Crazy shit. Yeah, no. It's about to be a spaz session. After this, there's gonna be no coherence to what they're saying. It's gonna be straight nonsense. Get ready. 3, 2, 1.
I'm not going to assume I understand what you are saying.
Have they saw any reports related to the incident? That's the same question that's been asked by numerous
Well, there would
witnesses.
be a follow-up to that. So how is it relevant to this witness's testimony?
It's relevant to anyone who gets on the stand's testimony.
What's the legal basis you believe it's relevant to his testimony,
Doesn't
sir?
have an answer.
It obviously forms an opinion.
Again, I'm not... You need to explain to me, sir, the legal basis why you believe I should allow that witness to be asked that question and then any follow-up based on his response.
What would have been the follow-up?
I'm asking you,
got
sir,
asked and it
you're
would have got
the
answered.
one who's the proponent of this particular testimony and this questioning and the evidence. So explain to me your legal basis for why you believe it's relevant to ask, or any other reason, any legal basis you believe it's that I should allow that question to be asked.
I don't understand how you want me to answer that. I've stated the reason why I asked the question.
No, you stated it's obvious, but it's not obvious to me, so I'm asking you to explain it.
I also stated that it
He can't do it. He can't do it. His brain is overheating, guys. His brain is overheating. Guess what? This is what happens when you don't go to school and you don't know how to handle, a little stress, a little mental stress. You know what I'm talking about? It's a problem and you're trying to figure this problem out. He's the type of person who will just say, fuck this is stupid, and walk away. And that's what he's doing right now. It's a little too hard, huh, Brooks? See, this is why people need their dads in their life, bro, because you have some grown men throwing tantrum like little boys. Like, what the fuck is going on right here, bro? Like, seriously, bro. Like, he's a grown-ass 40-year-old who acts like a fucking 15-year-old. That shit is wild to me.
just clearly stated, that it goes towards biasness.
Bias.
That
sorry,
would
it goes
be
to
relevant.
what? Wait, it goes to what?
Biased.
Bias?
Biased.
No, bias. B-I-A-S. Not there's no,
Now she's sunning his ass. She was like, wait, what? Biasness. Wait, what? Biased. No. Bias with a S. You didn't have to flame him like that, Your Honor. That shit was actually kind of cold right there. He's already vulnerable, guys. Come on.
That
sorry,
would
it goes
be
to
relevant.
what? Wait, it goes to what?
Biased.
Bias?
Biased.
No, bias. B-I-A-S. There's no T at the end. Bias. I want to make sure I understand your
now it's a
reasoning
problem with how
correctly,
I
sir.
correct
So
something.
you're
now
saying
something.
it goes to bias. How does it go to bias of this witness, sir?
How would it not go to if you see something in the news?
It's not a proper legal argument, sir.
Okay, well, I don't know how you want me to answer
How
that.
would what he saw subsequent to his investigation impact either what he did beforehand or his testimony here?
Man, she is sunning him right now. I'm not going to lie. She is sunning. The second she said, you said that wrong. It's bias. In his little heart of hearts, he was crushed. He was like, oh no. Now he's looking around. He's like, everybody thinks I'm a fucking moron right now. Now I got to get mad. Now I got to start screaming and shit.
You have to make an offer of proof as to that. Without that, I'm not going to allow it.
You didn't allow it anyway, so what do it matter at this point?
I'm giving you the opportunity. It's called an offer of proof.
Okay,
I said I would recall the witness if I
I'm well aware
determine.
what an offer of proof is.
No, you're
I'm
not.
well aware.
So make
No, you're
your
not.
offer of proof.
I don't need to. It's clear. It's very clear. I don't see anything funny either.
It's not funny, sir. It's a circular argument. You're telling me that it's
to you.
clear.
I wasn't referring that to you. The person that it was referred to know who they are.
Well, let's stay on task, please.
I wasn't referring to that. Yo, prosecution over there is dying. That's what he's really talking about, because they're probably actually laughing. She's sarcastically laughing. Prosecution is over there, probably can't breathe right now. That's why the camera's not even on him.
Please. So
I'm trying to.
you're
but
claiming
it's hard.
it goes to bias,
May I
but
say
in
this?
what
May I
way?
say this for the record, Your Honor? It's hard to stay on task when it seems like the prosecution can ask essentially anything they want to ask,
Mr. Brooks,
But then when I
had an objection before. Well, here's the thing. You want to go off target and you want to bring up things from the past. I can't explain to you why sometimes the state has an objection and other times they don't. But when an objection has been made, it is my obligation to rule on it. And so there was an objection.
I'm aware of that, Your Honor. But I'm also aware of the fact, and it's clear that I object quite often, and every single time I object is just thrown to the side. Every single
because your objections are stupid. Objection hearsay, objection relevance, objection here. Like, bro, you don't even explain why you're objecting. And then my favorite one of all is objection. Why? How can he even be asking that question? He'll object and question things instead of making a declarative statement. Like, the dude is a dumbass, bro. Bro is out here just struggling and drowning.
Well, I would disagree with that characterization, sir. I make my rulings in this case based. I'm like an umpire. I'm like an umpire in a baseball game, sir. I call and see the legal objections as I see them. That is my role, and that is what I do. And
are you kidding me?
That's exactly what I do. I'm an umpire, sir. I am a referee in this trial.
If you're the
and let me finish. Okay. Let me finish, Mr. Brooks.
I apologize. I'm letting you
shut the fuck up.
Sometimes parties make objections, sometimes they don't. There can be a variety of reasons. You make a lot of objections in this case. From my perspective, okay, you make a number of objections. I rule on them, and you disagree with them. But that doesn't mean I'm casting things aside. I'm making a call based on the rules of evidence. So, for example, if there's a relevance objection, I'm going to analyze that, okay, based on the objection that's been made. Sometimes I might think there's another basis for something to either come in or not come in. But my rule book, okay, is the rules of evidence, which are the statutes, which once again, I'll point out, I gave you, sir, near the beginning of this trial, so that you would have a better understanding of what those rules are. If you choose not to read them, that's fine.
Your Honor, it's not that he chooses not to. He can't read them. He gets 2 sentences down and he can't understand anymore. So he just gets mad and throws the book in a corner and makes, file forts out of it. Crazy, right?
But you cannot then claim that there is somehow foul play because you haven't read them and you don't understand what they are. Your ignorance of the law is not a defense for any of this.
Wow, damn. Your ignorance of the law is not a defense. That's wild. And that's true. That's true. He tries to use all that. Well, I didn't know. Well, this and that. Well, that and the other. Well, hey, guess what? Get a public defender. He'll probably know a little bit more than you, huh? Your ignorance of the law is not a defense, brother.
Okay, and you getting frustrated with me because you don't understand that? I mean, it's just what it is. But I'm calling these legal shots as I see them. And I've asked you repeatedly for an offer of proof. You want to ask this witness who had limited involvement regarding a part of an investigation related to that vehicle. I don't see the relevance, even to bias, for which I will allow him to answer that. You haven't given me a legal or factual reason to overrule the objection and to bring the witness back on the stand and to question him about his viewing of any news reports. So with that, we are going to take a very short break. The jury.
Damn, that was a mouthful, but she really sunned him on this shit. She really told him. She was like, boy, if you don't get your ass back in place, you know what I mean? Shit, you just don't know shit. That's basically what she told him. You just don't know nothing. And that's why you're mad. And he shut the fuck up, too. But anyways, people, I hope you guys enjoyed that shit, man. We're coming strong with the Darrell Brooks content, and we also have to finish that Ronnie O'Neal case. I probably have like one more video. But there's a few things we kind of just cultivating and checking out right now. Make sure you guys hit up my DMs on my Instagram. Check out the description. Check out the Patreon, all that shit. and shoot me some ideas for new criminals, new topics, all that shit. Until the next one, people, stay inside, stay safe. I love you guys, man. I'm out of here.